welcome back to the second ever Munchie episode of the High Functioning Slightly Faded podcast. As always, my name is Julie, and before you can even ask, because I know some of you are already thinking this, obviously I'm going to be discussing the two most recent episodes of The Summer I Turned Pretty that came out since I recorded the last Munchie at the end of this episode. But don't worry, I have plenty of other things to discuss during this episode, and obviously some content is going to be after that, so just skip ahead a few minutes if you don't want a spoiler, you don't care. So in positive news, Travis Kelce posted 13 new photos on Instagram, many of which had Taylor Swift in them, and some of which had the fuck ass filter on them, which is if you guys are new to the Swiftie universe or you're new here, the fuck ass filter's I think it's Taylor's personal camera. I don't know if it just has that on it because the kind of film it is. I think she puts it on it, but it's just a very iconic filter. It's very millennial coded and everything. So, yeah, you'll know if you'll see it, On top of this, Taylor was just spotted filming a new secret music video in LA. The Debutation fans everywhere are standing up from their heartbreak, finally. But I'm TS12, I'm ready for you. So we'll see what's coming out of this. Also, I'm streaming inside because if you guys don't follow Demi Lovato, get over yourself. She has so many good songs, come on. And she's been teasing this song for the last couple weeks called Fast, and it sounds so good. It's just such a bad girl anthem for the rest of the summer. I know that the boys are gonna love it too, and it's coming out tonight or whatever. It's gonna be really good, so I'm really excited to hear that. And then that's gonna set us up for the rest of the summer with that bad girl anthem. But then Chappell Roan's also finally releasing a studio version of The Subway, which I'm very excited for too. In sadder news, star of Austin Powers will shag no more. Ozzy Osbourne passed away this past week. He was truly an icon in rock music. It sounds crazy, but I actually did originally know him from the Austin Powers movies growing up because they were my favorite movies. Oh my god, sorry guys, I'm was not close enough to the mic. Hopefully that's not too quiet. But I also found out Hulk Hogan died because my dad sent in our family group chat this, I can post it on my Instagram too, this meme of Hulk Hogan and Ozzy Osbourne having a pint up in heaven. And I was like, is this how I find out that Hulk Hogan died? And it was. I was like, what the fuck? In news in regards to movies and shows lately, because you know that I've been streaming, especially me and Joe have been off and I was just sick, so we've been streaming shit. But I obviously want to shout out Happy Gilmore too. So one of my favorite comedians, this might sound like a side story, but it's related, stick with me. Mary Beth Barone, shout out Barone Nation, was just on Seth Meyers, and she said she's always been team Adam Sandler was hot. And then people were like, oh my god, ew, what do you mean? And then, what was it, last year or something? That photo of him when he was young wearing a crop top went viral, and everyone's like, oh my god, why is Adam Sandler hot? And it was I've been saying that for years, and people are like, oh my god, Julie, that's an old man. Which is I get it. I'm not really usually into an old man like that, but when we were watching these movies when we were younger, Billy Madison and stuff, I was like, oh my god, yeah, he's really cute. Woo! I almost knocked my laptop over. That wouldn't have been good. But I will say though, in a similar vein, when I was watching, I will say I kind of had not really a reputation, but one of my friends knows from high school. She's going to know what I'm talking about. I kind of had a little bit of reputation of always having a crush on a guy right before he had a glow up. And I think it would be because if someone likes that person and he's kind of I don't know, but he does have cute personality and people do kind of like him. He's starting to get cute now. He's going through puberty and everything. People would be as soon as the first person liked them, then I felt other people would almost be okay, they're okay to date because this other person dated them already. So it's it's not weird. I know what people said about them, which I know sounds crazy, but sometimes that does seem to be the case. Just think about it. You know how shallow high schoolers are. But in the same vein as that as well, a couple years ago when I broke my foot, I had COVID, and I watched all of the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, which sounds crazy, but I had to isolate. I couldn't be near my parents, and I couldn't even walk. So it was I was just watching that shit on my laptop, AC blasting. There was a stink bug that was huge, and they're terrorizing me. I couldn't even run, and it was just because my foot was so broken. I was it was awful, but I watch all Lord of the Rings and everything, and if you guys have seen them, and I'd seen them when I was younger, but not in a way that I really remembered them, so I was I'm gonna watch them all. And this is me after I'd already taken a picture of Liz Tyler from the 90s to my hairdresser and been this is the haircut that I want. When I was in college. But whatever. I liked the vibe. But Aragorn or whatever is so handsome, and he's like a real man, you guys, you know. And Viggo Mortensen's like so handsome as him, and like everybody, like he's like the sexy, mysterious man in the movies. Obviously, if you've seen them, that's the draw to the women to go to the movies. And like I was trying to talk to Janie about this, and she just like didn't get it. And like I don't know, like I know that we have a different taste in men, but I was like really shook by that. So maybe we just disagree, or maybe that one day she's gonna watch those movies and be like, yeah, I know what you're saying now. You never know. Some people are just blind to hot guys even when it's obvious. And no shade to her. I've been in that position. We all have. It just depends on the situation, you know. But anyways, I truly felt Mary Beth Maroney on the situation, or Mary Beth on this subject surrounding Adam Sandler. I've always loved him. We all love them, you know. We all love those movies growing up, obviously. You know, we grew up watching them. They're funny. And Happy Gilmore is such a classic. I mean, shout out to another hot girl named Julie, Miss Julie Bowen. She was such a baddie in that movie. And I love her Modern Family. I've always kind of related to Happy Gilmore in the anger issues department when it comes to things like this, because when I'd go to the driving range and I like couldn't, the ball would be so pissed. Like one time junior year when I was really getting over having a bad concussion, so like I could finally do stuff like swing a golf club and stuff. I was going to the driving range with like I think I was there with like Reese and Charlie and Fletcher or something, and I got a bucket of balls, and they like got like a smaller bucket or something. I actually got a bigger one because I was like, oh yeah, like fuck it, like I went back to work, so I just got paid. Hell yeah, like I want to hit a lot of these balls. But like your hand-eye coordination's like not great when you have a head injury, if you guys didn't know that. And I was getting like so mad. I just quit. Like I literally was just like, you guys got it. It was just like, I just like don't embarrass myself right now. And they were like, no, it's all right, it's right. And I'm like, no, like I'm really just embarrassing myself. Like I'm getting mad. Like I'm gonna throw the golf club onto the course in a second. Like it's better if I don't. You guys can hit them. I already paid for or whatever. I can't take them home. But anyways, I loved the original Happy Gilmore. It's a classic. I feel like everybody loves that movie, you know, and rightfully so. It's so 90s. It's just like, it is funny. Obviously, there's things in it that don't age well, like every movie, but it's just such a classic and it's so good. Just like peak Adam Sandler, you know. And I feel like it's an original movie idea. And, you know, we were going through an original movie, like kind of concept desert, because it was just all like Disney movie remakes. And obviously, the Marvel really saturated the market. And there's like no shade to that with the superhero shit, because I was watching it too, you know. Like, where was I when Infinity War came out? There, seated. Endgame, I was seated in that theater. Seated. In college, some of my friends pre-gamed watching Endgame. They were like, my friend was like, yeah, oh my god, like I fell asleep, I was so tired, because I think they like went to like a darty or something during the day, and like if you darty, or especially you tailgate and it's a hot day, which I want to say that movie, no, it must have come out in the spring, but it still could have been like a hot day, like darty or whatever. I was gonna say it could have been a tailgate, but that fall or whatever at UMass. But he was like, yeah, I fell asleep for the whole movie, and then I woke up when people were clapping at the end. So then I go see the movie like that night after having this conversation with them, because they'd FaceTime me. And I went and hung out with them after, and I was like, how the fuck did you sleep through that movie? Like, it was a good movie, but it was annoying as fuck, because I'm not even kidding you, every single scene, people broke into applause about everything. And it was like, can we just watch the movie? Like, if there's really a great thing, yeah, cheer. But we can't be doing this every single second that you're happy something happened. It's like, obviously, most of these people are going to be in the movie. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. It just was like, and then I was like, how the hell did you sleep through that? How did they not wake him up? And he was like, I don't know. I think it was really, he just went through the REM cycle, because it was like a 3.5 hour long movie. But anyways, so Marvel had oversaturated the market, and then COVID happened, so people couldn't film as much. And then on top of that, right after that was the writer's strike, and rightfully so. I'm not saying that that was bad that happened. It was good. And these people deserve to get paid money and everything, and these streaming services fucked them over big time. Obviously, the consumer has to suffer because they can't produce as much content, or what they're producing is like AI, or it's like people that are working for not that much money, and so it ends up not being as good, or less people are working on a project that really should have more people. And so, but now I feel like we're getting a lot more original content, and I'm not saying that a movie that is a sequel to a movie that came out 25 years or 26 whatever 20 I think 24 years ago, I think it's going to be 26 next year, isn't it? 1996. But I think But it's like, I get that, but it also is like, it's unexpected. You know, they really had fun with it. It didn't take itself too seriously, which I feel like isn't like the worst thing ever if you're making a sequel that long after. And I don't know, I just feel like you can't take it too seriously. It's fun. I liked it. I feel like 2 thumbs up, you know. Also, in other shows and other TVs and shows and everything else, me and Joe were watching on Netflix The Hunting Wives that just came out. It's like this series. I don't know if it's a limited series. I haven't read the book, so I don't know if there's going to be more like seasons after this. But Joe was kind of bummed when I said that, but I was like, it's a book, so I don't know if there is going to be more. I don't know if it's like limited. And he's like, damn, it is just like so drama. And we just like literally watched the whole show in one day. But you guys should check it out. It is like, it's just crazy. I haven't read the book, but if you've read it, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's good compared to the book, but it's dramatic ass show. It just pulls you in. Okay, guys, before I get into The Summer I Turned Pretty, I obviously have to do a spoiler warning, but just like skip ahead a couple minutes. And also, like, I don't know, if you don't want to listen to this, just skip ahead. Like, I'm gonna talk about some other shit at the end. But anyways, so skip now. This is your warning. So I saw some little girls at the dock yesterday when we went on the boat last night, and I was waiting for everyone to show up. While I was waiting for Brandon, Charlie, and his sister, Joe was getting the boat. And so I was bored, and I just was like feeling awkward because there's so many people on the dock, and like I almost felt like I was like taking up space. But there were these girls who like I was like, how old do you guys think those girls were? Like middle school or high school? And they were like maybe 11. I was like, oh yeah, I really have no idea. Like, which is weird because I used to work at summer camp, so I used to be pretty good at knowing how old like kids were. But I have no idea now. Like, I work with so many old people, especially people that are sick. So some people look older than they are. So now it's like when I see a kid, I'm like, what are you, 10? And they're like, I'm 3. I'm kidding, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I have no clue. But I'm like, hey, like, do you guys watch The Summer I Turned Pretty? And they were like, oh my God, yeah. And they were so cute. One of them's like, I read the books. I was like, oh, I haven't read them. And we were just talking about it. It was cute. It was a girlhood moment, you know, bonding, nostalgia, etc., etc. But so episode 3 that came out, like, I think it was like the day or the day before I posted this, but the last one, but like I had recorded it before that. There was a scene where Laurel and Belly were doing like the photos for the memorial thing, and it was just so cute and heartwarming and like really highlighted their relationship, which obviously they did that because then in episode 4 it was like they get in the big fight or whatever the fuck. But I've just done that with my family, and people have died, photos for wakes and stuff like that, and it's like, it's just so sweet and nostalgic, you know, or grad parties for a more positive one. Obviously the casting on the show is great too, but I feel like especially for the Conklin family, the chemistry with the family, it's just like so, it just like really seems like a real family to me. I love it. They're so perfect. Taylor and Belly looked beautiful again. Obviously Steven's hair looked great again, duh. Please, 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 playing while Belly was getting ready for Susanna's remembrance event with the tiny ring at the end killed me. And I was like, oh my God, I've been seeing a lot of hate for the little ring, but it's like, it is like comically small, and I think they did that so it's like not truly offensive to anybody, but it is just like, I kind of wish they did it like just like a little bigger, just because it's like, but it doesn't matter what your ring is, especially because people sometimes when they do get married, not that I'm saying I agree with them getting married, but like I'm team Conrad, baby. But I don't know, I just feel like sometimes people get married when they're young and they have like a shitty ring, and then when they get money later on they replace it, you know, for like a 3-year, 5-year, whatever, or hopefully sooner, you know. I feel so bad for Taylor and her mom about the beauty salon. I know I've been seeing people hate on that storyline, but I haven't read the book, so I don't know. But it just like, it just makes me sad, you know, but I don't hate it. When Conrad came on in the gray suit, he had me barking at the screen. I was like, oh my God, I love him. Like, I irrationally love him. Like, this is another one of those things that is just like, I have no right to love him in the way that I do. All right, I get what people are saying about Jeremiah being a little version of his dad, Adam, or whatever and shit, but like, I feel like people have been going overboard, and my sister and I were talking about this because about just being mad at Jeremiah because he got such an expensive gift because he got the surf and turf or whatever. It's like, let Jeremiah get the surf and turf. It's his mother's funeral, like memorial or whatever the hell. Like, I get that Laurel was her best friend and everything, but it's like, you don't offer to pick up the tab at a restaurant like that if you don't expect it to be like that for that many people. And like, I kind of feel like Laurel would agree with what I'm saying, because first of all, she's a successful author and like, she is a single mom and everything, but like, I'm sure Adam would give her money or put money down for the tip. That's usually how that goes. He's a millionaire though. Like, not that I hang out with a lot of millionaires or anything, but I have been out to dinner with like some very rich people and stuff, just like people I knew from town and stuff like that. And like, I don't know, that's just like kind of how that works. Or like at a nice restaurant, you know, I don't know. But he can splurge if he wants to. Like, how are you going to be mad at him? It's the memorial for his mom. Maybe that's his favorite dish. Maybe that was her favorite dish. You know, who knows? Laurel literally was like mad that Belly only got the tomato bisque. She's like, really, Belly? Like, I almost feel like she was like, don't try to spend, like, save the money for me. A lot of times your parents have more money than you think that they do. Because I feel like if they're good at saving money, then it almost looks like they don't have as much money. I don't know. But y'all need, I get that the show and you guys were trying to make a point. It was obviously trying to associate Jeremiah with Adam in the wrinkly shirt and blah, 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 blah. I have media literacy. But it's like, come on. Get off his back. I've seen way too many posts about it. Relax. And then it's the last one in episode 3. It's just that they left my Connie baby behind. Come on. All right. So then episode 4, which I usually watch a show with someone near and dear to my heart, but they were having an argument with me. So it's nothing serious, but like, I don't know. But we didn't watch the show together, but I saw that they watched the episode without me on my Amazon account, and I was like, bitch. So I was like, fuck it, I guess I gotta watch it, because I was like, I gotta watch it so I can film the Munchie. I have to be up to date on my fave show, you know? But I know Belly was like a caterer or whatever, but I laughed out loud when I saw her dressed as the Dare. Like, that's how I felt. It was cute, and like I get it, and boyfriends in general, like I know it's so easy to get the ick from guys and everything, but you guys kind of need to grow up about that. But genuinely, like, guys are just cringy and awkward, like everything they do. Like, I hate to say, like, that's not true, it's not true, but like Jeremiah FaceTiming Belly for her birthday and being like like singing happy birthday and then like saying something kind of like sexy or whatever to her on the phone. It's like, it is cringy, but like I bet all your boyfriends are doing the same thing if they were working in the morning. Like, even if you were seeing them that night, for sure, obviously he surprised her or whatever, which was nice for her birthday, but it was like, your boyfriends are doing the same cringy shit. Okay, but I know I'm gonna, now that I can actually look at the post, because I've seen it, so it's not gonna be a spoiler. That's what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna see all that shit. I already know. Belly is stronger than me for picking up a shift on her birthday, because I hate working on my birthday. I don't think she actually did it though, but even still, doing a shift at all on her birthday, even when the second one, I was like, girl, what? But I guess when it's your 21st, if you only take one day off, you're gonna want to take off the day after. Ayo. I get that there's like, obviously they're hinting at a romance between Steve and that girl he works with, but obviously I'm Team Taylor. Like, I'm gonna be so pissed if they don't end up together. But the girl that works with Steven, I feel like is such a bitch. Like, I don't think that she has dry humor and she's being funny. I think that she's genuinely being rude and disrespectful. And like, I'm not a Nepo baby by any means. And I don't totally support all that and everything. But it's like, yeah, obviously, if that was you in Adam's position, you'd be doing the exact same thing. But it's like, why would someone you work, that is so rude and disrespectful for someone you don't even know that you work with to be speaking to you like that and being like, oh, Nepo baby, blah, 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 blah. It was good that other lady was like, okay, you can do the snack table, bitch. Like, well, she didn't say bitch, but I felt it. And I was like, good. That's what I would say. Because when I see people doing shit like that at work, I'm going to call them out. That's called lateral violence, guys. And if you did your work safety videos or whatever, you would fucking know that, you bitch. But I hate her, and I don't want her and Steven to be together. I want Taylor to whoop her ass. Like, if anyone's going to get in a fight this season, it better be Taylor. And I'm sure it's going to be Conrad and Jeremiah, too. Come on. It was cute when Jeremiah asked Steven to be his best man, because I feel like Steven really is there for him as a brother and everything else, you know. Oh, this note I wrote down was literally one I had about the boutique storyline, people hating it or whatever. Like, I don't know, like, I'm sorry, I wrote this one down twice, but I felt the same way on the second time I was watching it for the second episode. I liked Belly's pick for the dress if it's like a budget wedding and everything else, but all the photos of her in the white wedding dress are a different dress. So either maybe Laurel gets her dress, maybe she wears Susanna's dress. I could see some shit like that happening. I could see, like, I don't know. I could just see like something else happening, or maybe it's her wedding with Conrad. Who knows? We're gonna have to see. I'm excited though, but it's like, is it Wednesday yet? The fight between Belly and Laurel broke my heart, especially after what I was saying the episode before, because I literally just watched all 4 of the episodes like between last night and today, because I was like, oh my god, I want another episode so bad, because last week just kept me wanting more. But my breath literally hitched in my chest when Conrad was on the screen. Like, I love him. Like, in the end, obviously you guys know, like, I'm just like, I'm like, what's he gonna say next? My boyfriend. The yearning I have for him. People were like, he's really pulling a Pride and Prejudice, and he is. And if you guys haven't seen the Pride and Prejudice from 2004 with Keira Knightley, it is a masterpiece. It is such a good movie. You have to watch it. And then you'll love Conrad even more. And then he's like, what have I done? You know? Enough said. Is it Wednesday? Okay, anyone that was skipping because of the spoilers or anything, or because they don't give a fuck about the Samurai Turn Pretty, you can come back in now. I actually kind of have a crazy story for you guys. So, I'll make this long story short. So, I had 2 best friends in high school. No, I had more friends than that, but let's just be dramatic. No, it's like a friend group where it was like me and these 2 guys, and we were BFFs. We did everything together. We had classes together, you know. And they love me, but they pretend like they don't. I'm like, come on. We're like brother and sister. Like, don't be like that. You're not too cool for me, guys. No, I'm just playing. But one of them I don't really talk to as much anymore because he doesn't really live around here. And then the other one lives with his girlfriend who I know from UMass, but I just haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks, but I was literally going to hit him up because it was his birthday and everything around this time. And, well, obviously, it hadn't been his birthday yet because I always say happy birthday. But it was just like I hadn't done it yet because I'd been sick and everything. And my friend Reese, who I don't usually talk to, FaceTimed me the other night. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he calling me? And he sent me this article about like someone getting in an accident, which is horrible and everything else in our area or whatever, and dying, and was like, I heard someone told me it was our other friend, and it wasn't him. It was just someone that had this, like, it ended up, because I actually just found out, it was someone that just had the same first name, with common name, you know. And so we're like freaking out, like, oh my god. And I'm like, it definitely isn't, because I know that this actually happened a few days ago, but this is just the article announcing that he died, because before it was saying he just went to the ICU, because I saw the article the other day. And because my friend was thinking that it had happened that day. I was like, did you call our friend? And he was like, yeah, I did. And I texted him, and I was like, and you haven't heard back? And he's like, no. And he's like, and I FaceTime his girlfriend on Instagram. And I was like, well, I have her number, so let me call her. And she didn't answer, but it was like 10:30 on like a Monday night or whatever the hell. So it was like, yeah, they like probably were sleeping for work, because when I have to work, I'm not gonna answer a phone call at 10:30, you know, like I have to wake up early. But I texted her and I was like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna have to wait to hear or whatever. And then luckily, like, obviously they said everything was fine the next day. But I was like, I literally feel like I just had a crazy dream, because obviously just like rumors happen and everything else, and it was just unfortunate that I didn't get a phone call about this until 10:30 at night. And which, like, obviously he hadn't heard about it or whatever, but I was like, I just want you to know, if I ever heard anything like that, I would call you. I appreciate that you called me. But like, now I need to like say a prayer. Like, this is bad juju being put into the air. It was just a crazy story. And I was literally like, Joe was with me, and I was just like, I feel like I just had a bad dream, because it's like, it was just like a crazy random thing that was awful. Like when you have like a nightmare that just like gives you anxiety. My dad was like, and I told my parents that story. My dad was like, now you know what it's like to have children, to worry about them and not have them not tell you anything. And I was like, you guys are crazy, because my parents are CEOs of worrying, you know. All right, guys. So my last piece of wisdom, I guess, for today is that the vibe I've kind of been going for lately is that I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to be sexy. I'm trying to feel sexy, have my hair look good, eat good food, you know, and just enjoy my life overall. Like put a little effort in, you know, look cute. And like, that's the vibe I'm trying to push on to Joe's friends too, because I mean, I'm trying to push it on to my friends too, but I haven't seen a lot of them as recently, just because people are away and stuff and working, and I'm like, this is my week off or whatever. But if you guys can't reach me, that's where I'm putting my energy from now on, okay? Of course, so this is a Munchie podcast, but of course it's also the high functioning, slightly faded podcast. So I'm obviously going to do a slightly obsessed list, because this is everybody's favorite segment. And I have to say, I know this isn't the most creative segment in the world, but I'm always just like forcing my opinions on people and telling people and everything else. But it was after I kind of knew who Mary Beth Barone was, and Benny Drama and stuff, but I hadn't seen Overcompensating when I started this or watched their podcast yet. And I do love it now, but I'm like, damn, my love for them. It makes me look like I stole the ride thing, but I was like, I just want you guys to know that it's just because I love to force my opinion on people. And I always ask people for their opinion on stuff. So this week I'm going to have to go with Facebook Marketplace. If you ask Joe, it's more than a slight obsession for me. I love it. Even when we were in Mexico, I was fucking checking the Facebook Marketplace. I actually might already use this for an obsession at some point. But I love whatever they're doing on Meta. I have my best social media algorithm is Facebook Marketplace. It never disappoints. Never. And I see the craziest shit. I just literally look at it to make me laugh. But Joe and I also, number 2, we finally watched The Substance. It was so good. Allegedly I might have taken some magic mushrooms before we saw it, and I didn't have to I didn't tweak, you know. I have to say that because I was like Googling if it was an okay idea, and everyone was like, I wouldn't even smoke weed and watch that movie. And it was just like, okay, well, I'm not smoking right now, so I guess I'll do this. And also, I think if I was taking edibles or whatever, I think I would have been fine, you know? I would have been chill. Especially because I knew what it was going into it. And it's a good movie, and it is, crazy and everything. But it's, if you don't like body horror or, that freaks you out, to me, I almost, disassociate from it so it doesn't freak me out as much. But there's certain things I literally am just, I gotta close my eyes. That's gross. But, I get it. If you don't like that, don't watch that movie. That's gonna freak you the fuck out. But everyone looks so good in the movie. And Demi Moore, as expected, is so beautiful. She does such a good job. She bodies her performance and everything. And this might be... I feel bad saying this because, the whole theme of The Substance and everything else, I feel like I'm just proving the point, but Demi Moore did such a good job in that movie and everything, and she looks so beautiful, she's so talented and everything else. But I saw Anora too, and it was a big upset that Demi Moore won over Anora, or Mikey Madison won over Demi Moore for Anora, over The Substance. And I feel like I'm saying it the most confusing fucking way. That is the only way I can get that out right now. If you guys saw Nora, which is such a fucking good movie, it was so good. I watched it and then I watched it again and made Joe watch it with me. It is so good. You know I love that handsome Russian guy, even though he was such a dirtbag husband. He was such a piece of shit. Mikey Madison fucking carried that film. She literally is the whole movie is her, and she does such a good job. I had known that she did a lot of research into it, and the whole thing with the sneakers, or not the sneakers, the heels and everything else. It's just so good. And Demi Moore did an amazing job, but if you're comparing the two, it really is apples to oranges, because the performance Mikey Madison gave was so much more demanding of her for that film, acting wise. I don't know, I feel she deserved it, and she rightfully got it, rightfully so, you know. But I do feel bad. At least she got her flowers in the sense of a nomination, but I do feel bad because I know that she did amazing in The Substance too, but it just was unfortunate they came out the same year, you know. And then, the other thing about The Substance is, this is honestly an additional obsession of mine, is that Margaret Qualley, she was in the, I don't know if she was in the movie more, or if I just felt like she was more, because she didn't have prosthetics on her as much as Demi Moore did in the movie, which might have been it. But Margaret Qualley's hair stole the fucking show in that movie. It was gorgeous. It looked so good. And I get the whole point is that she's supposed to be younger and beautiful and everything else. But her hair is stunning. I'm like, is this a Dyson ad? I love this. And then one of Joe's main takeaways from the movie was I feel like she looks so much like you and Allie. I was like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Just because pale girls, light eyes, dark hair, thick eyebrows, you know. Another obsession of mine is sunset boat rides. Joe's dad has been going on a lot of business trips lately, so we've been going on the boat more, which is awesome. And just going on at sunset is just the best. It's so beautiful going in the harbor in the area. I love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to flex on y'all. I have a boyfriend that voted blue that that has a boat. Sorry. It's actually easier than you think. Just look around. So I don't know if this is a me thing, but I do somehow find myself on the schizo side of Instagram sometimes, fairly often actually. And so I'm very familiar with the term gang stalking. If you guys don't know what it is, it's it's a term where it's multiple perpetrators stalking, I guess, where maybe it's the feds, maybe it's the mob, maybe it's, I don't know, a psycho ex-boyfriend and his family, who the fuck knows. Multiple people are stalking you and trying to and maybe you don't know them, maybe you do, who knows, but it's like really hard to prove because then you just look schizo. But sometimes people that are schizophrenic, they do think, and you'll see the videos and be like, it's like a mom and her baby shopping. They're like, this person's following me. And the person's like, are you talking to me? You know, they react more normally, but, or the film is just like not convincing at all. It could be like, or like when people leave Scientology and the Mormon church, I hear stuff like that happens. Probably maybe Amish people do. Who knows? And obviously a lot of these posts are usually from tweakers and schizos and stuff, or people that leave cults or whatever. But there's this girl on Instagram whose posts, I've seen them multiple times over the last few years. So like, I've had a while to make this judgment on her, but I saw one of her posts again today, and I just have to say, like, I actually think that she's legit. And I know before you're like, Julie, I think that you need to get out of the house more. You got to look at her Instagram. It's stalked by the feds, all one word or whatever. And her name is Lisa, and she claims she's being gang stalked by the feds after a relationship with a federal law enforcement officer ended badly. She says in her bio, raising awareness about multiple perpetrator stalking. So why does she seem so legit compared to everyone else? Her posts are consistent and coherent, and she's been posting evidence for years. Like, it'll be 2 a.m., everything's closed, no one's on the street. She doesn't, I mean, she might, but she doesn't seem to live in a super crazy busy area. And there's someone parked in the middle of the street across the street from her with their headlights, high beams on, like pointed at her house, at her bedroom. And it is so bizarre because you can literally see like it's literally like not anyone was staring, not even a mouse, except for this perpetrator that has their fucking lights on. And it happens multiple times, not just one night, not just one video. Or she'll be at the gym in the middle of the night. I don't know if she just works the night shift or she wants to go when there's less people around or what, but I assume she goes at night to avoid other people. But there'll be like some random ass person just blatantly staring at her and like not even pretending that they're not staring at her, just literally like staring at her where she's working out like this. And just like, that's it. They don't say anything, nothing. And she'll film them and they don't even turn away. And it's literally like, how the fuck is this person not like, and she'll be like, this person's literally gang stalking me. This is literally an example of one of these people. He's just standing there. He's not even saying anything. Like, what the fuck? But he's not even reacting. She's like, it's 2:00 in the morning. I'm at the fucking Planet Fitness or whatever she is. And I don't know. It's just freaky. And it's like, I would die if that ever happened to me, just like from paranoia. Like, but it actually looks legit. And like, I know I sound crazy and I know I've seen a lot of crazy things and sent people a lot of crazy things on Instagram if you know me, but actually look into her account. I don't think I'm really doing this story justice because it's bizarre. Read the comments and look at the account. It's crazy. And my last obsession for today is that a few years ago, I started making a copycat Chipotle corn salsa dip at home, for just like when I make like fajitas and stuff, but via some recipe I found online, which, spoiler, it is corn, which the best is when you just get corn on the cob and you boil it in the like cooler or whatever, but I could digress. Blano pepper, jalapeno pepper, red onion. You just gotta cut everything up really small. You can put tomatoes in it. You can put avocado in it, which is what I like to do. I like to grate cojita cheese on it because that shit is so good. But then it's like addictive. So if you're trying to really, it's just so good on a hot day. Like we've been eating it a lot lately, but like if you're trying to go on a diet, make a half a batch. That's how, because you're just gonna want to sit there and fucking eat the whole thing. But try it out and let me know if you like it. But all right, guys, that is all we have for today on the High Functioning Slightly Faded podcast. Thank you so much for joining here for the second Munchie. And send me any memes, feedback, requests, situations you want advice on. Send me your opinions on Summer I Turn Pretty. Send me food recipes. Send me whatever you want to send me. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at HFSFpod. Bye, guys. Love you. Mwah. I'm going to dinner with Joe. Bye.